So let's talk real quick about trends. I think you're the perfect guy. You've been involved with youth basketball now for over 25 years. You run a facility. You've seen some of the best basketball talent over the past 20 years develop right in front of your eyes, and they go on to have successful college and some professional careers. What are some of the trends you see shaping the future of youth basketball on the business side? What do you see taking place on the business side that you think that will have a strong influence over the next 5, maybe 10 years with youth basketball?
Well, I don't think basketball is going away. It's a billion-dollar industry.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 years ago, you maybe had 5 or 6 club programs in Arizona. Now
Really? Wow.
now you have. I've lost count how many you've had, but it's easily over 100, both boys and girls. So I think you're going to see more tournaments. You're going to see more leagues now with the COVID and everything that's happened. I don't think you're going to see big tournaments where there's court facilities and there's 405 teams. I don't think that that's going to happen for a few years. I think that you're going to see smaller events taking place, and just so we can follow the guidelines. Now, moving on with that, I think the biggest trend is going to be the prep schools. I think that the prep schools right now and if you follow it, you'll see all the top players, both boys and girls, are leaving their schools and going to prep schools to play.
Yes, I've been seeing, and particularly in Arizona, it seems like it's fertile ground for that.
Yeah, I think there's at least 7 or 8 prep schools in Arizona now, and obviously AZ Compass is right across the street from the lab, and they actually use the lab every day for their training, and it's really cool because on a particular day I might have 5 or 6 college coaches sitting in the lab, Michigan State, Louisville, just checking out these guys. So it's really interesting how that's changed up, and I think you're going to see a lot more of that. And people ask me, well, why do you think it is? And the bottom line is that if I'm a D1 player and I'm a really good player, and I have an opportunity to play on a circuit where I'm playing competition every single night that's going to better my game, then why wouldn't I do that? And every college coach follows that, so why wouldn't I do that? Now, I'm not saying that there's some really good high school teams in Arizona. Really good high school teams in Arizona. Millennium went last on the circuit, and they played a lot of out-of-state games, and they did very, very well.
They did.
So, but I just think I think that's going to be the trend, and you can see it now. You can see it now on the news and everything, where kids are leaving their schools and going to play on the prep circuit.
So it looks like, and that trend, you see it as a national trend as well?
Absolutely. Last 2 years ago we had the LaMelo Ball, the balls at the hoop hall, and it was
bananas.
It was crazy because the TV crew had to sign what was sitting by the dad, and the dad was he was really cool, but it was a spectacle. It was crazy. I mean, we had to close the doors. People were waiting in line to watch a basketball player.
High school basketball player.
A high school basketball player.
Which I think is one of the it's just one of the unique things about basketball. When that statement, ball is life, it's so true with basketball, and it's so true with our youth basketball, and it's amazing. And this could be in other sports. I don't follow other high school sports like I follow basketball, but there's a half dozen high school basketball players that have over 1 million followers legitimate followers on these social media sites, and they can a video clip of them online can drive several 100,000 views and following. So, and also with let me ask you this. So there's the other trend we're seeing, I think, that the prep school may influence is the creating of alternatives to the NCAA route, right? So we're familiar with the G League has created their offering. I don't know if you're aware that David West, the retired NBA player, was last with Indiana and then Golden State. He is developing a offering called the Collegiate Professional Basketball League, which is going to be targeted towards your 18 to 24-year-old college age person who, and they're offering both the opportunity to play professionally and get paid $50,000 to $100,000 plus, as well as covering your tuition for school. And then I've heard of a third offering. I don't recall the name of it, Justin. You might be aware of it because 3 of the kids that I read about are from Phoenix. I think Kyrie Walker was one of the kids that participated, but it's a service where they're training for a year. That's what they're doing. They're training for a year, getting ready for the draft, and then they're going to go through that whole process and submit themselves for the draft. What's your thoughts around that? I know your primary focus has been youth basketball, but can you see this trend that's taking place in prep trickle into an alternative offering to the NBA? I mean, not the NBA, alternative offering to the NCAA. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good opportunity, and I look at it like this. So in the tennis world, if you're a 14-year-old tennis player, you're getting paid to play, and you're getting paid to compete. So the basketball players, now they have, with the G League and all these leagues that are coming up, now they have an opportunity where they're honing their games, and they're going on and getting paid to do that. And my biggest thing is, if I'm a coach, okay, and I have to go and somebody, I'm going to recruit somebody that's going to be with me for 4 years, okay? Now, if I have a and I know he's going to be one and done, well, this gives him an opportunity to go and another avenue, which now opens up avenues for me as an NCAA coach to get these kids that, they might not be a first-round NBA draft pick.
Yeah, the tier 2, yeah.
Tier 2, absolutely. And I know that they're going to be with me more than 1 year. So for me, that's pros and cons to that. I mean, I think that if you're, Jennings ended up going and playing because he couldn't play, NCAA, something happened there, and he went over there and did it and played. So like I said, I think there's pros and cons. It depends who you talk with, but I think that it's a great opportunity for these kids.